it's it's incredible. But there's more. There's more, man. Hang on, wait. This video is showing you that this is an enterprise that is elite driven. All right. Your technocrats and your Palatins, your Black Rocks, who else? Your DARPAs, all these agencies, all these companies. They've basically run the country. They just need a puppet, a forefront, and that is the U.S. president.
To raise 700,000 this Ramadan to finish masjid construction. Can you help? This is your brother Naveed Aziz.
Will be alive.
Do you have $100? Because I'm looking for 2,000 believers who are willing to trade 100.
Bible.
Is it true that the leaders of the world are...
All right, let me play this. This is quite significant. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, the prophecies are coming alive, and that's why we have to show things like this, because this man who is a man of lawlessness, all right, he's reigning. The Lord has allowed him to reign on earth, all right, and that's what is happening now. If you look at the word lawlessness, it means a state of disorder due to a disregarded of the law. So a state of disorder, all right, disregarded laws, basically. And that's why he's doing what? As it said in Daniel chapter 7:25, he's doing what? He's changing laws. He's changing times and laws. Why? All right, because he's building the infrastructure of what? The beast. All right, that image of the beast. Remember when it talks about, let's get it. All right. And remember, that's why we do this work. All right. Before I get that, remember the elect is going to be covered, because they're already predestined to be saved. So there might be some kind of what's it called? Fear or doubt, but the reality is the Heavenly Father is going to put the Spirit on them to be loyal to Him, all right, even if it results onto death, okay, and they're going to be immortalized, all right, more or less, all right, because they're going to have what? Incorruptible bodies, man. All our bodies are going to be changed, Lord willing, we're of the elect. So this is Psalms 50 and 15. And call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. And that's what we have to do. All right, glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because at the end of the day, us being His truth is by His grace. All right, it's about two things: grace and race. All right, I mean, Apostle Star said it the other day. It's true. If you ain't an Israelite, you ain't got no grace, man. All right, so it's about two things: your race. If you're Israelite, boom, all right, that's good. All right, and then you have what? Grace, man, because of what Yahushua did for us. Okay, and He only did it for the nation of Israel. All right. Now this lawless man is trying to bring forth this beast system. All right, and these clips show it quite clearly here. Let's watch this.
Mr. Carney, you're up next.
I'm going to associate myself, I'm going to agree with that.
Like Prime Minister Trudeau, half of this cabinet are actually young believers of the word correct. We penetrate the cabinets.
The change is not just happening. The change can be shaped by us. We have to prepare for a more angry world. How to prepare? Take the necessary action to create a fairer world. I see the need for a great reset. So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible. I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible.
See, what did it say in Daniel? He shall speak what? great words against the Most High. So, hey, he's doing it. He's doing his job, man. All right, he's doing his job. Okay, so I always say here, look, that's it.
I think that fake news have been with.
If that's the charge, I stand guilty and I am proud of it. Some even believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationalists and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. If that's the charge, I stand guilty and I am proud of it.
Pain detection, and once we understand the circuitries that cause pain, I guess the question is, could we then instill pain? I guess the question is, could we then instill pain? I guess the question is, could we then instill pain? I guess the question is, could we then instill pain and use that in many coercive measures in the legal system as well?
In 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants.
Why do they want implants on us? Implants on our brains?
And we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to you.
Yuval Noah Harari, the man I recently made a video on, who makes it a point in almost every interview that he does to mock Jesus and the Bible.
I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible.
But not the intelligent design of some God above the clouds. Not the intelligent design of some God above the clouds. Not the intelligent design of some God above the clouds.
What about brain waves manipulation? Why do they see people as hackable animals? Former chairman Klaus Schwab consistently said that we need that type of transparency where people can't have a private life at all. I quote, he said, "If you got nothing to hide, then why should you care?" With a social credit system and complete control over everyone's digital lives, making everyone a citizen of the world and not specific nations, and their own laws of this is again achieved most easily by giving your life completely over to the social credit system, brought under a system of one world control.
And the spiritual thing about that is, on Sunday we're doing a lesson on the beast, and one of the brothers mentioned that, man, social credit score, where if you do let's say you cross the street without going to the traffic lights, whatever, there'll be AI cameras to just identify you, and give you a bad social credit score. So, they'll freeze your bank account, all these kind of things. And now there was a video. Let's see if I can find it. Is this the thing? I think it's in this one. There's a video that goes into that. I hope this is the one.
Lead us in.
Let me try and find it here. And it shows some real good examples of the things that they're setting up, which is the system. That's it. There you go.
Let's go live to reporter Sarah Martinez at the registration center downtown.
More than 50,000 people have come here this morning to register. This is the future of secure identification,
linking identity, healthcare, and payments in one verified system.
Everyone listen up! The rapture is coming. That means that all the Christians are going to disappear.
Ignore that garbage about rapture. There's no such thing as rapture in the Bible. But you can see the system is coming alive, man. The image of the beast.
Credit card swipe, and then the tap, and now just a wave of the hand can process a payment.
So the future just keeps coming. Let's check in with
fast.
Jason Carr in the carport. Jason, what the mark of the beast is going on?
at a time when Elon Musk has monkeys playing Pong with their brains.
It seems that the Christian and secular world is confused about the mark in the forehead. Is it will not allow you to purchase any goods?
You'll need to get registered before you can shop here, sir.
Hospitals will not treat any patient who has not been marked. That the mark of the beast will not be branded as evil, but instead the mark will be incentivized. Early takers of the mark will be given discounts and initiatives to products and services. And gradually, those benefits will become exclusive. Only those who are marked. They call it modern convenience until the day you cannot eat without it and cannot travel. What kind of warning should we be giving to the world? Should we warn the world about a coming secret rapture?
Everyone listen up!
Think all this bullshit rapture, but you see, the scenarios that they gave was true. Look, you know, digital mark. Oh yeah, you can't even go into a grocery store, all right, without that mark. You know, they're gonna basically X you out of existence, all right. And if the Lord has put the spirit on these average Christians to understand that the mark of the beast, you know, the MOTB is the microchip, then the Israelite groups that are teaching contrary to what we're teaching is either they're blinded or they're sold out, you know. And either way, they're both going to be destroyed, man. You know, they're both going to be destroyed. Okay. This man is a rabid animal, but we have to stay true to the Heavenly Father. This is Psalms 119:109. My soul is continually in my hand, yet do I not forget thy law. And that's what we have to do in these times, man. To remember the Heavenly Father and His Son and their ways. All right. Verse 10, the wicked have laid as a snare. Hang on, let me read it again. Psalms 119:110. The wicked have laid a snare for me. Snare means what? Trap. Yet I erred not from thy precepts. See? So we have to not, err away. Because of these times that are coming out, that are here, we are not supposed to just defer into lawlessness and do you know, wickedness, rather than stick to the Heavenly Father's program, His laws, His statutes, His commandments, His teachings. All right, when we're in this bad state, and remember, we all have plenty of testimonies so far in our life that the Lord, that we've been in a possible situation. We've been hopeless, you know, we've been down, we've been sick, you know, we've been like Job. And if you look at the story of Job, if you look at it as a similitude, it really is a similitude for the whole nation of Israel. How, yes, you know, we are God's chosen people, we're above all nations, but we're in such a very low condition. But in the end, like how Job was, when everything was taken away from him, but he kept faith with the Lord. And in the end, he was increased. And that's what we are going to be in the kingdom, man. All right? We're going to have that increase, you know, of having the whole world under our subjection and ruling in righteousness. But to do that, we have to do what? All right? My soul is continually at my hand, yet I do not forget thy law. So we have to not forget the Heavenly Father's laws. And also, all right, verse 110, all right, yet I erred not from thy precepts. So it doesn't matter what the wicked are and the traps that they are laying for us, as long as we stick to the Heavenly Father and the Son's ways and have faith, He will deliver us. All right, like Psalm 34:19, many are the afflictions of the righteous. All right. And there are many, but the Lord, roughly paraphrasing, but the Lord delivers them out of all of them. You know? And we've all got those testimonies, man. You know? So that's why our faith needs to be boosted by these lessons. Lord willing, they're edified, and the word edify means to build you up. This is Jeremiah. Let's see, Jeremiah 17:17. Be not a terror unto me. Thou art my hope in the day of evil. All right. Okay. So while there's terror going on, the hope is for the elect, man, because the elect is the ones that are gonna, not forget the Heavenly Father's laws and keep His precepts and have faith. Okay. So we can see this whole thing is coming about, man, and we can see who's at the forefront of it. Yeah, that devil Klaus Schwab. He was talking about having an implant and all this kind of stuff. This is all in the scriptures, man. All right, these have all been prophesied by Paul and all our other ancestors way before time. 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such are false apostles. All right, deceitful workers. See, deceitful workers transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. All right, with all this technology, trying to your health information, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to actually give you discounts and incentives. You chip one kid and you'll get another one free. And if you get chips, we'll give you a £50 off your grocery bill, man. They're going to do all kinds of stuff like that, man. All right, verse 14. And no marvel that Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. See, making out like these things are good. You're a global citizen. Basically making evil look good and look, and good, which is Heavenly Father's ways. Making that like it's evil. The whole place has been turned upside down by this devil, man. All right, and that's one. Many scriptures talk about his wine, his doctrines, because it all starts with his tongue. He has a forked tongue, man. All right, the same serpent that was in the Garden of Eden, and it wasn't actually a serpent; it was a man that had the characteristics of a serpent, man. A treacherous person, who would betray, who would betray someone's trust. All right, when you look up the definition for serpent, that's him, man. The man, the lawless man, so-called white man. He's the one on the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab saying that everyone will be chipped. You're all gonna be chipped and all that stuff. And he said it with such confidence and arrogance, man. He said it with great faith. But his devices are not gonna work for on the elect, man. All right, verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers means what? His servants. All right, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Yeah, so they're making it like it's a righteous thing, saying that this is for identity, this is for security. You have all your health information in your hand. They're transforming themselves. They're transforming their wicked policies into something that is good, glorious, and convenient. It's very deceptive, and then they're going to give you discounts and codes like this. So I just don't understand these other groups, but at the end of the day, the elect is not going to be deceived. That's the main thing that you need to take away from it, and that's who we pray for. All right, let's get that, and then we'll keep it to a close. All right. This man is as I said, Esau is tired. He's tired of hiding who he is. He wants to let loose. All right, he wants to let loose, man. He wants to let loose. Look. He's made something called alligator. What is it called? Alligator Alcatraz. Alligator Alcatraz, man. A concentration camp that is in the forest swamps in Florida. All right. Alligator Alcatraz, man. I mean, look at this place. See? They even made videos about it. Look, ICE agents, see? Alright? And they're making out that this is great and this is good. But guess who's going to be in there? It ain't just going to be immigrants and stuff. It's going to be anyone that don't get that chip, man. You know? Alright? That's why Jeremiah, as I said before, Jeremiah 17:17, be not a terror unto me, be not a terror unto me, thou art my hope in the day of evil. Alright? And that is pure evil, man. This is what your master's doing, you know. And you niggas, and a lot of you crackers now are waking up to the fact that this guy betrayed you, man. You know, his beautiful bill has put more hell on the average person and gives more money to the tech billionaires. I wonder why it's the tech billionaires that are going to benefit from this bill. That's all this infrastructure for this beast system. All right. This is Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, especially with this technology. You know, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right, if it were possible, but it's not possible. All right, it's not possible. All right. It's not possible. You know, it ain't possible. The election is not going to be deceived by all this madness that this man is doing. All right, he's trying to. He's got a godlike complex, man. All right, but we believe in the one and true God, because listen, man, you can't go against your maker, and that's what this man is doing. All right. But as I said, all right, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. The elect is not going to be deceived. So that's the reason why here at Great Millstone we always talk about the elect, because they're not going to be deceived, because they're the ones that are the main people, all right, on the stage when it comes to prophecy, you know, that the Lord is with. All right. So yeah, listen, I pray you were edified. There's a lot of videos there, but it just shows you that this system is coming to, you know, to play. And there's a good one of the brothers, Captain, showed us the other day. All right, a series called Years and Years. All right, which is BBC. It's a BBC drama thing. All right, it has about 6 episodes or whatever. Now this came out in 2019. All right, but you know what it showed in this video? It showed blackouts. It showed war. It showed utter chaos. All right, utter chaos. And this is from what 2019. And also in this video, all right, in one of the clips there, it showed that they're gonna overturn the Wade Roe thing. You know, the thing about abortion. And this was made in 2019. Now that decision came in 2022, but they showed it in this. All right. See, so these people that are in the entertainment industry, in the movies, they're used pawn. They're just puppets for the elites, man. Where they're mocking people, where they're showing them what they're gonna do before it happens. And in this thing, you know, there's a couple of you know, disgusting storylines and stuff. All right, but believe me, it's worth a watch. You know, it's called Years and Years, and you might be able to get it online anyway. All right, so listen, I pray you're edified. Until the next lesson, Shalom.